Yeah, just go right now. Hawk basketball on the Ankeny Activities Network is built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. And welcome into the Hawk's Nest here at Ankeny High School on this beautiful Monday night in the Des Moines metro area as the Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs, with a record of 12-7, coming to town to take on your Ankeny Hawks out of the CIML. We'll take a look into our sub-state brackets here that were released earlier today. Ankeny with an interesting draw, playing the winner of Iowa City West and West Des Moines Valley. Winner of that game will go to most likely take on Waukee Northwest in the sub-state 3 championship for a chance to go to the state tournament in Des Moines in the second week of March. Meanwhile, for Dallas Center Grimes, in the first round, they'll have to take on Ottumwa at home, and then if they can win that one, they'll take on Johnston on the road in the second round. Roosevelt, the top seed of the sub-state 7 bracket, perhaps the most competitive of the 8 sub-state brackets in Class 4A. And with that, we turn it over to our PA announcer, Jensen Cummings, with tonight's starting lineups.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet, with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life, it's the Carl way.
My dad always said, if you take care of people, everything else takes care of itself. That promise has guided us since 1978. Since then, you've trusted us with first cars, family cars, fast cars, and the memories in between. Your journey, our promise, that's why we're here.
At Ankeny Community School District, we know the power of public education. Your child's preschool, transitional kindergarten, and kindergarten journey begins here with a strong foundation. Certified educators provide an engaging curriculum in safe, nurturing environments. Space is limited for preschool and transitional kindergarten. Experience Ankeny. Preschool is free, and the strong start we provide your little learner is priceless.
It's the Hawks and it's the Mustangs on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. On the floor first for the Hawks, as always, Drew Sorensen, Jasani Campbell, Keon Ford, Rio Aguirre, and Max Allison. Allison in the middle to start at the opening tip-off with Luke Lorenzen, 6'10 senior center for the Mustangs. Along with him, with DCG on the floor, is Brody Burke, Chase Perrin, Brody Logan, and Hudson Heideggerkin. The Mustangs winning the opening tip-off here. One game tonight and one game only. And it starts with a miss from three from Hudson Heidgerkin. Meanwhile, the bucket on the other end, good for the Hawks. DCG now looking for an answer here. Missed three from Heidgerkin on the previous trip. Jasani Campbell comes away with it. Here's Aguirre, not going to take the three here. Meanwhile, Ford driving in, pass it back to Aguirre, who is not called with a foul, but the shot is missed and rebounded by the Mustangs by Chase Perrin. And now here's a three from Perrin. He knocks it down. DCG with their first lead of the night. And their first bucket for that matter, too. Keon Ford trying to drive in again off the glass, and good to get the lead right back. Here's another three. It's good again from Perrin. Ankeny going to take it a little bit slower down the court this time. 2 buckets each team so far right now. 2 threes for the Mustangs. Campbell with a corner three. He knocks it down. Out of the first 5 buckets of the game, 3 of them have been from 3. Hudson Heidgerkin knocks one in off the glass to take the lead back. Just over 2 minutes into this one. Drew Sorensen sort of driving in, passing back out to Ford. Sorensen passing into the paint. A foul called down in the interior. This one called against DCG's Brody Logan. So it'll stay on this end with the Hawks. Aguirre inbounding. Here's a corner three from Campbell. Again, he knocks it down. The corner threes being his stronghold so far tonight. Wouldn't be shocked if we saw more of them. DCG trying to answer an air ball from Perrin. Here's Campbell on the other end with the easy lay-in. 12-8 now, the Hawks with the lead. Brody Burke fouled on his way in. The first foul of the quarter against the Hawks. need to get the foul count updated on the scoreboard for the team fouls. The bonus arrow is currently not reflecting of the actual count right now. The mid-range jumper from Heidgerken is no good as the Hawks get the rebound. Under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ankeny still with the 4-point lead. Sorensen passing back to Aguirre. Aguirre back to Sorensen. Allison back and forth they go. Sorensen fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Sorensen 26 of 38 on the season from the free throw line. Misses the first one out of 2. Brody Logan coming off the court. Lynn and Hoppy coming on in place for the Mustangs. Sorensen going 0 for 2 on that trip to the line. Heidgerken trying to drive in off the glass, no good. The rebound by Ankeny. Campbell, another corner 3. 3 for 3 is Campbell. And DCG wants to take a timeout to talk it over. We'll take it with them here on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team, as the Hawks lead 15-8 against the Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs.
At Elk River Contracting, we know a great remodel is a lot like the perfect beard. You can't rush it, and the beauty is in the details most people overlook. Because there are 2 kinds of contractors, the ones with magnificent beards and the ones you don't hire.
Welcome you back inside Ankeny High School as currently the Hawks lead 15-8 against the Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs. DCG trying to get an answer here as Campbell is already 3 for 3 from 3, and he's been loving the corners. Campbell right there getting the rebound. And the Ankeny students even providing a little air ball chance to try to get in the heads of the Mustangs. Allison fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. First personal against Luke Lorenzen of the game. Lorenzen 4th in Class 4A in total blocks this season. Tried blocking that previous shot, just wasn't very clean. Allison missing the first free throw out of 2 on this trip to the charity stripe. And 0 for 2 is Allison. Almost a steal there by Carson Bright for Ankeny. Here's a corner 3. No good as Hoppy. He was way off on that, hitting the top of the backboard. Aguirre, on the other hand, and to Bright. Allison with the acrobatic shot off the glass. Another substitution coming here soon for DCG. That mid-range jumper working for Perrin. Aguirre now trying to answer. Here's a corner 3 from Bright. No good off the back iron. Rebounded by Lorenzen. Lorenzen 5th in Class 4A in total rebounds this season. Another turnover as Jasani Campbell comes away with it. Campbell 3 for 3 from 3. Aguirre knocks one as it is in and out and back in off the rim. 20-10 now, the lead in favor of the Hawks. DCG trying to start up some sort of offensive flow. And that will help them as Chase Perrin gets fouled on the shot. He'll go to the correction. No. An offensive foul issued there. So that is Perrin's second foul of the game. We saw some similar calls in the Iowa State KU game on Saturday that went the opposite way. That one called a charge. Kale Roush checking in place of Max Allison in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Hawks still leading 20-10 with just over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Aguirre back into as number 41 on the court. Andrew Brandhorst, a player that we have not seen in a while, getting any playing time. He didn't get any in their previous loss against Johnston. Hawks coming in on a 3-game losing streak, trying to snap that here against DCG. Another turnover as Campbell comes away with it. On the other end, Clark to Aguirre in the corner. And good is Kale Roush. And Ankeny seems to be loving these corner threes so far here tonight as they find themselves leading by 13. Another attempt at a turnover as Roush got his hand in there on the pass. 18 left on the shot clock for Dallas Center Grimes. Hudson Heigurken taking it in from half court with 15, now actually 10 on the shot clock. Foul called on the shot as Brody Burke will go to the line to shoot 2 to try to chip into this 13-point deficit. Brody Burke 1 for 2 in their previous win against Pella. He knocks down the first one out of 2. 28 for 63 all season. He just made it 29 out of 64. And who doesn't love rounding up? 30 out of 65 on the season is Burke. And now 23-12, our score here from Ankeny. Under a minute to go in the first quarter as Campbell passes back out. Aguirre gonna try to take it in himself. He finds an open Roush in the paint and knocks down another bucket. Less than a second difference right now between the game clock and the shot clock. If DCG times it right, they could take the last shot of the quarter. And it looks like that is their strategy here as Hudson Heigurken is taking it slow in his one-on-one with Jasani Campbell. Campbell looking back at the shot clock to be fully aware of how much time is left. Heigurken off the glass is good. 4 seconds for the Hawks. Aguirre going to try to get something off as he drives into the paint. Off the glass, no good. The putback ain't going to work. We reach the end of the first quarter as Ankeny leads 25-14 against the Mustangs of Dallas Center Grimes. We'll head to a short break here with the second quarter coming up after this on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them. It's like we got our own special club. Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us Days at US Cellular.
ESPN's Big Monday is hitting bigger and better than ever tonight in Ames, Iowa, as the 6th-ranked Cyclones of Iowa State take on the 3rd-ranked Cougars of Houston at 8 p.m. Central on ESPN. That game huge for both teams as Iowa State is coming off a dominant victory on Saturday against Kansas, as Iowa State rebounded off a road loss last Tuesday at TCU. The Big 12, great for Division I basketball. A lot of competition up at the top. Another bucket for Ankeny, as this time it is Landon Hutchins knocking it in off the glass. And from the way it looks right now, it looks like we're going to see a lot of the bench getting used tonight for Ankeny, as they already lead by 13 here at the start of the 2nd quarter. Lorenzen passing back out. Hudson Heidergerken with a 3, no good. That one out of bounds off of DCG, and it'll go right back to Ankeny. Just over 30 seconds into the 2nd quarter. Brody Burke checking in place of Wyatt Valenta on DCG's side of things. Aguirre, no kickball called there. Aguirre needed to pass it. Caden Clark with the mid-range jumper, no good. DCG coming away with the rebound. Brody Logan, that is. Heidergerken now passing back to the corner. Burke back to, can't even tell who that is up here. It was Heidergerken. Another foul called in the paint, this one against Ankeny, and it appears to be against Caden Clark. And it is Clark's first personal foul of the game. Sam Cowart checking in place of Clark following Clark's foul. Sam Cowart with only 35 points this season, 11 for 23 from the field. All those made shots were from 3. A lot of sloppiness around that rebound. DCG with 23 on the shot clock. Landon Hoppy lost hope of it as he kept it alive as long as he could. Eventually falling out of reach for him as O'Reilly Craven couldn't control it on that saving pass. Ankeny, meanwhile, trying to extend their lead. Campbell now waiting in the corner where he's been dangerous so far tonight. Campbell now on the bottom of the key. Sam Cowart to Hutchins. Hutchins can't hit it. The Mustangs on the other end looking for the answer. Brody Burke. Timeout taken by head coach Brant Carlson of the Hawks, as Ankeny still leads by 13 on the Ankeny Activities Network built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. We'll be back after this.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet, with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life. It's the Carl way.
.557 to go in the 2nd quarter as Ankeny leads Dallas Center Grimes 27-14 from Ankeny High School. Jasani Campbell with a ton of momentum so far here tonight, as he has already hit 3 3-point shots, all of them from either the top or bottom corner of the court. He's responsible for 13 of Ankeny's 27 points here tonight. DCG, meanwhile, trying to chip back into the deficit as they continue to pass the ball around here. They got 6 seconds on the shot clock as Burke is passing back out. Luke Lorenzen not able to hit one. That one out of bounds off of the Mustangs as Campbell heads to inbound it for Ankeny. Landon Hoppy checking out as Chase Perrin comes in for Dallas Center Grimes. Sorensen passing back to the corner. The three no good from Sam Cowart. Defensive board by Lorenzen. The conference leader in rebounds. He came in tonight with 180 of them. DCG passing the ball around. Haven't seen a lot of action from them out of the paint. Aguirre coming away with the steal. He's got a one-on-one on the other end. Aguirre, a goaltend called against Brody Burke. Add that to the scoreboard for Aguirre. And Aguirre coming in tonight, second in the CIML in total points and points per game, averaging 17.9. He has 5 tonight compared to Campbell's 13. Another steal of Sorensen, gets it this time. And Carlson got the timeout before DCG could potentially get back to it on a answering steal. We'll keep it here for now as currently the Hawks lead by 15. And obviously, this is the last week of the regular season for boys basketball here in the state of Iowa. The girls wrapped up their regular season last weekend. As for Ankeny, on the 19th, that Thursday night, they'll take on Dowling Catholic in the final regular season game of the 2025 through 26 season. Dowling currently ranked 3rd as the most recent IHSAA rankings were released earlier today. Another foul there called on the interior. This one against Dallas Center Grimes. The first one of the night against Hudson Heidgerken. Sorensen fouled on the shot as it goes down, and he'll go to the line for the and one. Sorensen, a player who only had 4 points in their most recent loss against Johnston. He didn't go to the free throw line once in that time. Sam Cowart coming off the floor for the Hawks, as well as Hudson Heidgerken for the Mustangs. Sorensen knocking down the first one, and the only one for that matter, as it came off a made shot that he was fouled on. DCG in a 2-on-1 here. Tavion Ripberger has it grabbed away. Campbell on the other end. He's been dangerous for 3. He goes back to Aguirre. Aguirre with the 3. Nothing but net. 35-14. The Hawks keep pouring it on. Chase Perrin now passing to Burke. Burke not able to get a 3 look of his own. 15 on the shot clock for the Mustangs. And a foul called against Ankeny. This one against Cale Roush of Ankeny. It is his second of the game. DCG continuing to pass around the perimeter, struggling to find their way in. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. They finally find their way in the perimeter as Brody Logan knocks it in off the glass. 35-16, the lead still in favor of the Hawks. Campbell driving into the paint. He's called for the travel. So right back to DCG it'll go with under 3 minutes to go before halftime. Carson Bright now back in for the Hawks. Caden Clark also on the floor as well. That's a deep three. Just what DCG needed to hopefully spark a little momentum, but Campbell on the other end shuts down any hope with the easy layup. Rittberger passing back to Logan. Logan, no good from three. Defensive board by Bright. Aguirre now trying to drive it in himself. No foul called on the shot. It'll stay on this end as it goes out of bounds off of DCG. Aguirre to Bright. He cannot hit from three off the inbound. Shot clock is stopped here. It just there got finally going. That was about 3 or 4 seconds that should have ticked off the clock that never did. Another foul called against Ankeny, their third of the quarter. Substitutions coming for DCG here as Wyatt Valenta and Landon Hoppy come in place of Brody Burke, as well as Tavion Rittberger. Keon Ford also now back on the floor in place of Cale Roush. DCG with under 2 minutes to go before halftime. That three no good. Rebounded by Clark. Aguirre trying to drive it in again off the glass and good. 39-19, the lead still in favor of the Hawks. And that is all we have said since about the halfway point of the first quarter. DCG came in here off a 4-game win streak. As how this game has been going so far, it looks like that might get snapped as Carson Bright adds in another 2 for the Hawks. Here's a 3 for DCG, no good off the front end of the rim. Perrin just with no luck there. Timeout taken by DCG. Their second of the game. It's a full timeout, and we'll take it with them here on the Ankeny Activities Network built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. 1:03 to go. The Hawks lead 41-19.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
The Hawks still lead by 22 here at home against the Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs, a team coming in with a record of 12-2 out of the Little Hawkeye Conference. DCG finishing third this year in the conference standings behind Norwalk and Pella, who is ranked 4th currently in Class 3A. as of the rankings release earlier today. Rio Aguirre back to Clark again. Clark trying to drive it in himself. Campbell now back to Aguirre. Keon Ford off the glass to extend the lead. And ever since those 3 corner threes from Campbell, the Hawks have done a really good job of distributing their points scored between their players here out on the floor. 23 seconds to go on the game clock, 15 on the shot clock. DCG needing to get a shot off here at some point. Brody Logan with 7. A steal by Campbell as he's in a one-on-one. DCG pulling away at the end. Less than 5 seconds here. DCG 1 second. That shot blocked in the air, and that shot doesn't get off in time off the hands of Hoppy. We head to halftime as Ankeny leads 45-19 against Dallas Center Grimes on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. We'll come back with a halftime report in just a few minutes.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet, with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life. It's the Carl way.
My dad always said, if you take care of people, everything else takes care of itself. That promise has guided us since 1978. Since then, you've trusted us with first cars, family cars, fast cars, and the memories in between. Your journey, our promise, that's why we're here.
At Ankeny Community School District, we know the power of public education. Your child's preschool, transitional kindergarten, and kindergarten journey begins here with a strong foundation. Certified educators provide an engaging curriculum in safe, nurturing environments. Space is limited for preschool and transitional kindergarten. Experience Ankeny. Preschool is free, and the strong start we provide your little learner is priceless.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. I've been helping families here for over 20 years as a realtor, and I know that our schools and community activities are second to none. That's why people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a supporter. If I can help you or anyone you know find the perfect home in Ankeny or the Metro, let's talk. And now it's time to cheer on our kids.
Less than an hour before tip-off at Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa, between the 3rd-ranked Houston Cougars and the 6th-ranked Iowa State Cyclones. That game, once we get done here, I'm sure most eyeballs will probably go toward. For any other Cyclone fans interested, on Saturday night when Iowa State heads to BYU to take on the Cougars, the other Cougars within the Big 12, Cyclone Fanatic is hosting a watch party at Reclaimed Rails. This one a charity watch party. All proceeds will be going to a charity that we unfortunately don't have the name for off the top of our heads right now. You can find out when you get there. Tip-off at 9:30 local time It'll be 7:30 Pacific time at Reclaimed Rails in Bondurant. Snack along there all you want. Heck, eat dinner if you want to eat late there as well. Right now, the elementary kids are giving us a little bit of an entertainment here on the court as they try to make some buckets here. Just to update you here on the game so far, it's really been the same old, same old. Jasani Campbell and Rio Aguirre dominating on the floor. Campbell, as we mentioned, with those 3 big corner threes that really got the momentum started here for Ankeny throughout that first quarter. And Rio Aguirre also in double digits for the Hawks already with 10 points on the night. Campbell with 17. We'll dig a little bit deeper into the sub-state brackets that were released today. Ankeny falling in sub-state 3 as the second seed behind Waukee Northwest in that route to the state tournament at the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines. Ankeny will take on the winner of Iowa City West in West Des Moines Valley here at Ankeny High School. Winner of that game more than likely will take on Waukee Northwest at Waukee Northwest High School on what we believe is the Monday or Tuesday night during the girls' state tournament. That game to punch their ticket to the state tournament in the week following the second full week in March. As for Dallas Center Grimes, they'll have to play one additional game compared to Ankeny if they want to make it to the state tournament. They'll open up at home against Ottumwa, and if they can win that one, they'll take on Johnston at Johnston High School. And if they can get past the Dragons on the road, they'll take on Des Moines Roosevelt, ranked 8th in the state in Class 4A. Roosevelt, one of the Des Moines public schools that have made their way into the top 10 and have became relevant in the Class 4A this basketball season. A Johnson versus Roosevelt sub-state final in sub-state 7 would surely, more than likely, be probably the most competitive sub-state final in the class throughout the entire state of Iowa. So with that being said, we'll head to a break here once again with the second half coming up after this on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet, with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life. It's the car away.
My dad always said, if you take care of people, everything else takes care of itself. That promise has guided us since 1978. Since then, you've trusted us with first cars, family cars, fast cars, and the memories in between. Your journey, our promise, that's why we're here.
At Ankeny Community School District, we know the power of public education. Your child's preschool, transitional kindergarten, and kindergarten journey begins here with a strong foundation. Certified educators provide an engaging curriculum in safe, nurturing environments. Space is limited for preschool and transitional kindergarten. Experience Ankeny. Preschool is free, and the strong start we provide your little learner is priceless.
Welcome back to Ankeny High School here on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. We're getting ready to start the third quarter here as the Hawks lead 45-19 against the Mustangs out of Dallas Center Grimes. Ankeny trying to snap a 3-game losing streak, and it looks like they're on the way to doing so. Meanwhile, Dallas Center Grimes coming in off of a 4-game winning streak with wins at home against Indianola, Council Bluffs Lincoln, and Pella Christian, as well as a road win at 4th-ranked Pella in Class 3A. They're starting with the ball here in the third quarter as Heidgerken has issues handling it. Chase Perrin back to Burke. They continue to pass it around and share it. First shot no good from Lorenzen. His putback, however, goes down for the first bucket of the third quarter. Rio Aguirre and the Hawks now trying to answer on their end. Aguirre with the pivots. Jasani Campbell, who hit 3 threes in the first half, passing it instead. Sorensen in and out toward the free throw line. Aguirre with the splash as he shot it off its hands with 10 on the shot clock. And if that's any indicator, this half might just be the same old as the first. DCG continuing to share the ball around. Lorenzen, who had the first shot, knocks down the second one for DCG of the quarter. 48-23, the lead still with Ankeny. Brody Burke trying to get his hand in there for the turnover. Keon Ford knocking it down. Ankeny, a team that averages 56.9 points per game, already has 50 here on the earlier end of the third quarter. Heidgerken passing in the paint to Lorenzen, who can't knock it down that time. Here's Campbell. Easy bucket off the glass. And we might be looking at our first 30-plus point lead for Ankeny tonight. Aguirre with the rebound there. Sorensen on the other end. No foul called. He knocks it in anyway. The largest lead of the night for Ankeny as they lead by 31 against DCG. No corner 3 attempt from Burke as he passes it into Lorenzen. Burke not able to get it down through the back door. Lorenzen on the putback, however. Aguirre now. Ankeny taking their time. 35 points is where the clock becomes continuous. They lead by 29 right now. That one out of bounds off the foot of Keon Ford. It'll stay on this end with Ankeny. About 3 minutes off the clock so far in quarter number 3 here from Ankeny High School. And a handful of substitutions here for the Hawks. Starting to see a lot more bench players come out. Carson Bright on the floor, along with Keon Ford, who also came back in. Brody Burke knocking down that shot. It is now a double up as the Hawks lead 54-27, if you do the math. Campbell, no foul called there. Aguirre with 20 on the shot clock. Aguirre trying to drive into the paint. The pass no good to Landon Hutchins. Foul called against Ankeny on their end. The first foul of the quarter by either team. This one against Aguirre. It is his first foul of the game. No corner three. Correction, here it is. No good from Heidgerken. Campbell fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Hawks still leading at 54-27. 4:18 to go in the third quarter. Jasani Campbell, one who was 4 for 4 in the loss against Johnston in their previous game. The team leader in free throw percentage this season, 70.4%. Campbell misses the first one out of 2. Score remaining the same. Caden Clark checking in for Keon Ford in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution for the Hawks. Jasani Campbell knocking down the second one out of 2 to make it 55-27. That is Campbell's 20th point of the night. DCG, meanwhile, finding themselves trailing big. Valenta drawing the foul in the interior. Second foul of the quarter against Ankeny, the second of the game against Rio Aguirre. Both of Aguirre's fouls coming in this quarter. That one, Perrin keeping it despite the fingertip issue. He can't knock down the three. The putback shot, however, by Landon Hoppy works. Caden Clark trying to drive in as he passes back to Bright, who knocks it down. 57-29. Bright perfecting the floater shot. Hawks strengthen up their defensive stand here. That shot good from Luke Lorenzen. Landon Hutchins' defense just not quite enough as he remained clean on that shot. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter as the Hawks still lead 57-31. Landon Hutchins with the offensive board. Caden Clark gonna try to pull a three. No good off the side of the rim. DCG on the run. Heidgerken off the glass and good. Drew Sorensen getting ready to check back in for the Hawks on the next whistle. Aguirre in the paint to Carson Bright. A turnover on the other end. Brody Logan checking back in place of Chase Perrin for DCG in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. 2:22 to go in the third quarter. A 24-point lead for the Hawks here at home. Heidgerken with only 4 points this season, or correction, in this game. He makes it 7 with that shot. Jasani Campbell trying to drive in, avoiding the turnover. Sorensen back to Campbell. He's been hot from 3. He knocks down another one. And no shock, it's from the corner. 60-36. Here's the answer shot. No good from DCG. Campbell trying to get to it. He couldn't quite as Heidgerken comes away with the rebound. Mustangs taking it a little bit slower here. 23 on the shot clock. Here's Heidgerken from the corner. He can't get it to fall either. Caden Clark with the rebound. Clark fouled on, correction, no foul called on his way into the paint. So right back to DCG it goes. Landon Hoppy to inbound. And this is Riley Craven, you see, checking in for DCG, who will inbound it off of Landon Hoppy. Ref's taking a while to discuss something here at the score table. 1:11 to go, 60-36 our score. And it looks like we are well on pace to have this game done before the big one over in Ames, Iowa between Iowa State and Houston. And yes, we know one game is high school, the other one is Division I college basketball. But for any of you tuning in right now, you'll know where to go once we get done here. So the Mustangs trailing by 24 with about 9 minutes left to play here in this ball game. Riley Craven with the mid-range jumper, can't get it to go as Max Allison gets the rebound. Drew Sorensen driving in himself off the glass and good. Clock continuing to tick down here, under 40 seconds in the third quarter. DCG just trying to get some more points up to prevent this loss from looking as bad as it already does. Here's a 3 attempt. Brody Logan knocking it down. Shot clock turned off. Ankeny going to take the final shot here, most likely in the third quarter. 10 seconds to go. Aguirre, who has 13 points on the season in the game, passing to Sorensen. Allison not able to knock it down to the back door. No shot going to get off. That one off the rim from Riley Craven as that ends the third quarter. Ankeny leading 62-39 against the Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. Fourth quarter coming up after this.
My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. I've been helping families here for over 20 years as a realtor, and I know that our schools and community activities are second to none. That's why people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a supporter. If I can help you or anyone you know find the perfect home in Ankeny or the Metro, let's talk. And now it's time to cheer on our kids.
Fourth quarter coming up here from Ankeny High School as the Hawks lead 62-39. And at this point in the game, I'm starting to think fans are starting to generate more of their attention toward what is going on at Hilton Coliseum tonight. 8 p.m. Central tip-off on ESPN as Iowa State welcomes third-ranked Houston into town. Ankeny starting with the ball here in the fourth quarter. Campbell having that one knocked out of his hands on the shot. No foul called. Riley Craven back to Burke. The shot in the paint, not going down from Heidgerken. He had an easy look. The three, however, also no good from Logan as Aguirre gets the rebound. Aguirre to the corner. Kale Roush no good. Offensive board, but off the fingertips of Sorensen. Ankeny quick to it, but just not quite able to handle it. Luke Lorenzen checking back in for the Mustangs in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. 7:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Ankeny leading big. A steal from Sorensen. Will we see the dunk? Nope, not quite. Easy layup off the glass for Sorensen, who is now at 9 points tonight. Chase Perrin almost had that one taken out of his hands too. Riley Craven passing back to Burke. Burke trying to drive in off the glass, no good. The putback dunk, however, by Sorensen works, making it 64-41. And for how far out of it DCG is, they may as well try to have at least a little bit of fun while they can. Here's a deep three from Aguirre. Nothing but net. And he made that look effortless. Similar looking position to Caitlin Clark, if any of you remember her shot that broke the winning all-time scoringest player in Division I women's basketball back at Carver Hawkeye Arena against Michigan, however many years ago that was. What a legacy she left there. That one out of bounds off of Kale Roush. It'll stay on this end with Dallas Center Grimes. 5:39 to go and 9 seconds on the shot clock. And we're starting to see the 6-7 signs out of the Ankeny student section to no shock. That shot working for Brody Burke off the inbound. 67-43. Aguirre, who nailed a deep three last time, passing it back to Cowart. Aguirre driving in. Again, the mid-range jumper works. 69-43 as we approach 5 minutes to go here in this ball game. Aguirre almost had another steal. That dunk by Lorenzen, he had some sass on that one. That ball bouncing into the bleachers as we get a whistle here just to get a pause to get the ball back. And a substitution here as Jasani Campbell comes off the floor. Caden Clark coming in place of him. Campbell with a big night, scoring 20-plus points. He's had a lot of very important and momentum-driving threes. Another one right there from Kale Roush. And if there's anything that these players practice in their free time, especially Roush and Campbell, it's got to be these corner threes that we've been seeing out of the Hawks tonight. Heidgerken trying to get in. Burke thought about a three, hesitated. They've been loving circling the perimeter. Here's the three from Heidgerken, no good. Rebound by Roush. almost halfway through the fourth quarter. Sam Cowart not able to knock that one down. Here's a three, however, from DCG on the other end. No good from Chase Perrin. And it looks like at this point the refs are just letting them play. We have not seen a single foul called here in the fourth quarter. And who knows, maybe these refs had the same idea in mind. They want to see the big one happen over in Ames. Here's a corner three from Cowart again, no good. 72-45 the score still. Here's another three. That one no good from Brody Logan. And that's the first foul called of the quarter. Started looking like an average NBA game here where teams just start firing up threes from wherever. The third foul of the game against Cale Roush. Roush with 8 points so far in the game tonight. .320 to go on the game clock as Heidgerken drives in, not able to put it down. Aguirre coming away with the rebound. That one just overthrown by Aguirre to Cowart. Another turnover, and right back to DCG it goes with 3:08 to go in the game. Charlie Bodenkamp and Derek Brown checking in for the Mustangs now. The DCG coaching staff giving the bench a little bit of playing time here in the final 3 minutes of this ball game. Here's a corner three. That one good. Charlie Bodenkamp knocking it down. Always good to see some of the bench players getting some of those big shots to go down. Good little morale booster. Cowart, however, his corner three look flushed away pretty quickly. Aguirre, however, he fires an air ball from the bottom corner. DCG going quick. A foul called against Ankeny. Another one against Rio Aguirre. His third of the game. And he'll check out more than likely for the rest of the night as the Hawks have this game more than won by now. 2:13 to go here. DCG looking for another one of those morale-boosting shots by one of their bench players. A foul called there against Sam Cowart. That's three pretty quick fouls so far that we've seen here within the last minute here of play. That one almost over the head of Luis Meba. A travel called against DCG, and right back to Ankeny it goes. Jordan Danner now on the floor for the Hawks. And really a lot of bench players for that matter. That three, no good from Andrew Brandhorst. However, he's got the ball again here. Here's another three. That one works from Caden Clark. And some more substitutions here as the rest of the bench comes for Ankeny. 1:44 to go, and head coach Brent Carlson is going to make sure they can make the most out of this moment. Jordan Danner coming off the floor along with Caden Clark and Sam Cowart. The big old bench on the floor for Ankeny. Zane McAnally, Gus Johnson, yes, that is the name of one of our Ankeny players here. For anyone who knows the all-famous play-by-play announcer at Fox Sports, there is multiple Gus Johnsons here in this world, one of them here at Ankeny High School. First foul of the game called against Hayden Gage for the Hawks. 4 fouls here against Ankeny in this quarter. They want to try to wrap it up as soon as possible. No foul was called against DCG here in the 4th, however. And the Ankeny starters just want to see one of them hit a morale-boosting shot here. These bench players not getting a lot of time. That one out of bounds off of Charlie Bodenkamp. Gus Johnson inbounding to Zane McAnally. Driving into the paint is Rowan Doak, passing back out, and that is going to get called for the over and back. 50.2 to go here in the ball game. Ankeny leading tremendously here, 75-48. Scrimmage time now here for both of the benches. Almost all the starters off the floor now for both of these teams. About a 1 second separation between the game clock and the shot clock right now. Here's a 3, no good from Nathan Girth. DCG taking it the other way. Here's a corner 3, that one good. Luke Lampy knocking one down, his first 3 of the game. Shot clock off. Here's another 3. That one good for Nathan Girth. The Ankeny bench loving it as that'll end the game here. The Hawks winning 78-51 against the Dallas Senator Grimes Mustangs. The Hawks moving to 10-10 on the season. DCG falling to 12-8. Ankeny snapping a 3-game losing streak. We'll see them back here on Thursday night in the final game of the regular season against 3rd-ranked Dowling Catholic. And with that, we thank you for tuning in to Ankeny Hawk Basketball on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Daniel Seifert Real Estate Team. Have a great night, everyone, and join us at the Cabaret for Big Monday between Iowa State and Houston on ESPN, tipping off at 8 p.m. Central. We'll see you there.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet, with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life, it's the Carl way.
My dad always said, if you take care of people, everything else takes care of itself. That promise has guided us since 1978. Since then, you've trusted us with first cars, family cars, fast cars, and the memories in between. Your journey, our promise, that's why we're here.
Team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. I've been helping families here for over 20 years as a realtor, and I know that our schools and community activities are second to none. That's why people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a supporter. If I can help you or anyone you know find the perfect home in Ankeny or the Metro, let's talk. And now it's time to cheer on our kids.